Hi everybody, it's Crystal. So today I have a stitch tutorial for you. It's a very beautiful stitch. And it's extremely easy. It's a 1-row repeat. This is called the staggered pair. All you'll need to know how to do is the chain stitch, single crochet, and double crochet. That is all that this is made of. It does have a bit of a texture there, and it is the same on both sides. Hey, that's the best there is, right? Quick, easy, 1 row, same on both sides, and it's pretty more solid than it is not solid. I think it'd make a pretty good top. The yarn I'm using is pretty drapey, so whatever yarn you use, it would depend on how solid it was, but it's quite gorgeous. Can you see the little bit of texture that it has? The double crochet rows pop up just a bit, giving it just an ounce of texture. Hey, just a bit of texture goes a long way if you ask me. So you could use this stitch for anything pretty much that you wanted to. You guys want to go ahead and get started? Let's do this. So the yarn that you see right there, I'm just going to go ahead and show you, is the Lucky brand bamboo. This is my favorite bamboo. I purchased mine online at Joann's. It is 100% bamboo. It is a lightweight number 3, but of course the color, if you're interested, the color I have here is called Dusty Cedar. My, it is beautiful. The shine on this is outstanding. I have many projects made with that. But anyways, you use whatever yarn that you want, depending on whatever project you're making with that stitch. Because remember, this is just a stitch tutorial. I'm just teaching you how to make that stitch, so you can use it for blankets, sweaters, anything that you can imagine that stitch would be good for. All right, and then for the purpose of the tutorial, I'm going to be using a size H, which is a 5mm crochet hook. All right, so the staggered pairs is done in a multiple of 4, which means that whatever you're making, you just need to make sure that your chain is evenly divisible by 4. So I have chain 24 for this sample swatch. It's also worked on a base row or a foundation row of single crochet. So the first row that I do does not count as row 1. It's going to be our foundation row of single crochet. So once you get your desired length in your multiple of 4, we're going to do a single crochet in the second stitch from our hook. We do not count the one that's on our hook. So there's 1, there's 2, and we're going to single crochet into that second stitch. And then we're going to work 1 single crochet in every single stitch for the length of the chain. And this will make our foundation starting row of single crochet. All right, so I'm just going to continue putting 1 single crochet in every stitch of the chain, and I will meet back up with you when I make it to the end. All right, so I've made it to the end of my foundation row of single crochet, and you should have 1 less stitch than what your chain count was. So I mentioned that my beginning chain count was 24 for this particular swatch. I now have 23 single crochets. All right, so now we're going to start row 1 of the stitch. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now that chain 1 does not count as a stitch, doesn't count as anything. We're going to work a single crochet right there into that very first stitch, just like that. Okay, and now we are going to skip 1 stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to work 2 doubles into the same stitch. So there's 1 and there's 2. Okay, and now we're going to start the repeat of row 1. We're going to skip 1 stitch, and we're going to put 2 single crochets in the next. So you skip 1, in the next we get 2 singles. So there's 1 and 2 into the same stitch. And then we're going to skip 1 stitch, and we're going to put 2 doubles into the next. And that ends the repeat. Very easy, very, very easy. Let's do that again. Skip 1, 2 singles into the next. Skip 1 and 2 doubles in the next, and that ends the repeat. Again, skip 1, 2 singles into the next. There's 1 and 2. Skip 1, 2 doubles into the next. So we're just going to repeat this until we get to the end of the row. Skip 1, 2 singles, skip 1, 2 doubles, skip 1, 2 singles, skip 1, 2 doubles. And you should end your row with 2 doubles into the very last stitch. All right, so this is what row 1 starting to look like. And I'll meet back up with you at the end of the row. As you can see, now I am coming to the end of row 1. And I have 2 stitches left, so I'll skip 1. And I will be ending in 2 double crochets in my last stitch, as we all should be doing. All right. There's 1 and 2. And that ends row 1. And now we're going to start row 2, which is the repeat row. All right. So row 2 is the 1 row repeat that we will just keep repeating and repeating and repeating. And it's super easy. We're going to chain 1, turn our work. Chain 1 does not count as a stitch. All right, we're going to put a single crochet, but we're not going to put it into the very first stitch. We're going to put it in between these 2 very first double crochets. So we just go right in between the doubles. I know there's no chain in between those, but we just go in between them anyways. And we work 1 single crochet like that. And now we have to do 2 doubles into the same stitch. So we're actually just going to skip 1 and we're going to put 2 doubles in the next, which is always the first single crochet of the 2 single crochets from the previous row that we put into the same stitch. So right here are the 2 single crochets. You always put your 2 doubles into the first one. So you're skipping 1, and the next one will always be the first single crochet. And you put 2 doubles into that, like that. And again, now we're gonna hop on over here to our set of where we put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. See that on the previous row? We're going to put 2 single crochets in between those doubles. There's no chain space to put them in, but we're going to go in between them. So here's the 2 doubles. If you just kind of pull them apart, stick your hook right in there, and you want to put 2 single crochets in between those 2 doubles. So there's 1 and there's 2. And now that is what we're going to repeat for the rest of the row. So we are going to put 2 doubles into the next single crochet from the previous row, which is, if you look here, here's the 2 singles. It's always the first single of the 2. So right here, 2 doubles into that first single of the previous row, just like that. And then we come over here to where we have 2 double crochets from the previous row in the same stitch, and we work 2 single crochets just in between the stitches, not in a stitch, not in a chain space, just in between the stitches itself, just like that. And then we're going to repeat that again. So we find the next single crochet, which is right here. It's the first of the 2 from the previous row, and we work 2 double crochets into that single. And now we're going to find again the set of 2 double crochets from the previous row, and we do the same. We work 2 single crochets right in between those 2 doubles. And this is a pattern that we're going to repeat until we make it to the end of the row. Again, you find your next single, which is right here, which is the first of the 2 from the previous row, and you work 2 doubles. And here's my next 2 doubles from the previous row. Right in between them, we're going to work 2 singles right in between them. Now you want to repeat this pattern until you make it to the end of the row. Your last stitch should be 2 double crochets into the very last single crochet from the previous row. So I'll meet back up with you near the end of row 2. All right, so I'm coming to the end of row 2. I just did 2 single crochets there in between my last 2 doubles there from the previous row, and I have 1 stitch left. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 double crochets into that last stitch. You can go into the chain 1 turning chain if you want, or you can go into the single crochet. I'm just going into the single crochet from the previous row, and I'm working 2 doubles. That ends row 2, and that is the repeat row. How easy is that? Let's do it again. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and remember we put our first single crochet in between these 2 doubles. We just put 1. So we always start our row with a single crochet, and we always end it with 2 doubles. And now we're going to put 2 double crochets into that next single crochet, the first one of the 2 from the previous row. So 2 doubles into that single, and then we're going to put 2 singles in between our next 2 doubles from the previous row. So right here, 2 singles. So what I'm doing is I'm just repeating what we did on the previous row, because it's just that 1 row repeat. We just keep repeating it back and forth. 2 doubles into your next single, and 2 singles in between your next 2 doubles from the previous row. Two doubles into your next single, and 2 singles in between the 2 doubles from your previous row. And I'm just going to keep repeating this until I make it to the end. Remember, this is just a repeat of the previous row. Two doubles into that first single there, and 2 singles in between 2 doubles from the previous row. I'm almost at the end here, so let me go ahead and finish it out. 2 singles into the next, or 2 doubles, I'm sorry, into the next single. And I'm coming up here. Here's my final 2 doubles. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 singles in between those 2 doubles. And I'm going to end the row the same way that we're always going to end the row. 2 double crochets into the last stitch. That's it. That was row 3, which was an exact replica of row 2. Chain 1 and turn and repeat. So you're just going to keep repeating row 2, and after a while you get some repeats on you. It starts to look like this. Very, very beautiful, slightly textured piece of fabric. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. You can see the sides are nice and relatively straight. Very, very pretty. I love it. I love it. It's a gorgeous stitch. It always has been. And like I said, reversible as well, which is always makes it good too. So I hope that you enjoyed my tutorial. Please don't forget to hit that like button, and if you were able to follow along, okay, hit that subscribe button. I got hundreds and hundreds of, they're all free. All my tutorials are free. All my videos are free. I like to teach crochet and talk about yarn. That's what we do. So hit that subscribe button if that's something that you enjoy. And like I said, leave me a comment below also. That always helps out. If you want to, you don't have to. But most importantly, if you make something out of this, show me on my Facebook page. Or you can tag me on Instagram. There's links to those below in the description box. And I will see you guys on my next video, whatever that might be. Take care and have a good day. Bye, guys.